Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Star card. I love this card because it brings hope. This is the card that follows the Tower. And so usually when this card shows up, it says the upheaval, the challenges, the has already passed. Now, you know, especially over your new moon, let's be honest, it was real, yeah. Right? It was a little bit intense. And it's funny because for me, that the new moon in Cancer, it was intense in terms of the way that it showed up in my life in the external, but it wasn't stuff that was necessarily happening directly to me, but it was intense nonetheless. You know, it was stuff that I had to deal with for family, and you know, it was, yeah. Anyway, so the fact that this week you've got the Star card, I kind of feel like this is, you know, and obviously it wasn't just last week, but this is like the realization or the aftermath of what has passed now. So this is a moment where you're getting to really kind of say, okay, we'll take it down to ground now, all right? This is a moment where we can relax, where we can take a breath, take a breather, take a minute. And this is as well, the Star card. I love the Star card as well because, you know, when I talk about it giving you a glimpse into the future, I think this is going to show you that your hope, wherever you might have found it or placed it, was well placed. And this is where things will really start to make sense for you moving forward. All right. So this could be a great week for something showing up, or for some piece of information, or maybe even just some reassurance that you get that makes all the difference. With that said, if you are continued sub, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, if you should so choose, and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So this is the other side of this, right? If this is you coming out of it, it's like, okay, we got past it, we got through it, a little bit beaten up at the minute, but you know what? Going to keep soldiering on. When it comes to finances, money and resources this week, anything that you're spending money on technology, if you can absolutely hold back, I would. This doesn't look like the right week to spend money on tech, I'm sorry to say. However, if you need something repaired, this could be a week where the results from that repair could be, you know, could be okay, but it looks like it might cost you more than you expected. I'm really sorry to say that, and I really hope that I'm wrong. Also, when the Five of Pentacles shows up in the actions and options, or the money and materials, I usually say to people, please be mindful, because this can be, I touch wood, I hope I'm wrong, but it can be accidents. You know, things like, you know, if you work in a bar and you twist your ankle, you're not serving drinks for a good couple of weeks, right? Because you can't be on your feet, not to the level that you need to be. So this is one of those kinds of things. That's just an example. I don't feel like that's the case, but just be mindful. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Magician card. So your communication is on point this week. Speaking clearly, speaking loudly, speaking authoritatively. You've got this with the Star card. Anything where you're crafting the copy for a website, for a YouTube channel, anything that you're planning to put out there in the digital sphere, you've got it this week. Like, you've got that gift of the gab. You know what to say, you know what to write, you know how to formulate the right words. Maybe this is because Mercury is in the sign of Cancer now, so it's giving you that eloquence and that ease of speech. When it comes to your those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this I really think is really interesting, because although there's no card here that represents the past, the feeling that I get from this combination of cards is, if you are studying, whatever you're working on at the moment, use the template of the past, i.e. look through history books, etc., to see how the problem would have been solved in a different time, and then put a new or a novel spin on it. It looks like that's what you're doing this week, and the result could be phenomenal. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, it's not that I feel you're clashing with a boss, but I do feel like your opinion is the group opinion. And I kind of feel like you're going to end up being the mouthpiece. So it's like everybody feels the same, but nobody's speaking up. And then Cancer's like, you know what, if nobody else is going to say it, then I will say it. And, you know, the general consensus is that everybody agrees with you. So I actually think, I don't think it's going to be pretty or maybe necessarily easy, but it will absolutely have the desired effect of, you know, creating change. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is a conversation with possibly either an influential or potentially powerful person that could really help you clarify some stuff around your own future, which is very exciting. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, honestly, I actually feel like this is you starting to learn more about the digital world. Just because you're retired or no longer working doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep up with the trends of the way that the world is working or moving, and this could be a really good time to delve in with both feet. For your love and relations, you have the Three of Wands. You've got this underneath the Five of Pentacles. I like the Three of Wands, and I really like it with the Star card because this is thinking outside of the box. I'm so sorry. Communicating with a significant other in a way that sees you both looking out towards the future in a collective way. Because it is the Three of Wands and it is coupled with that Five of Pentacles, it may be that something that you both want to do, you don't have the money or the resources for at the moment. That doesn't mean you shouldn't make the plans. Make the plans, like, you know, this, I think it's in Field of Dreams when he says, build it and people will come. This is that kind of energy. For those of you that are single, this is one of those weeks where you could end up really chatting to somebody wonderful online, via an app, you know, all of that good stuff. And you could have a lot of fun. It could be very flirtatious. It could be very funny. Not sure if it's for the long term. I mean, the Star card is a card of long-term stuff, but it's also a card of technology. And that's why I think communicating via technology with somebody that lives at a distance, that could be just a lot of fun. Because the Three of Wands, yes, for surveying the land and all the rest of it, yeah, but it is actually a card of luck, and it's also a card of fun. So for your money and materials, you've got the Ten of Wands. I love this for the release of a debt. I got the Five of Pentacles there as well, which speaks to me of a few things, right? And the first one I want to say is, this is not a time to be proud. Like, if somebody offers to assist you financially, don't cut your nose off to spite your face just because you don't want to, yeah, like, just don't be precious, you know, don't be proud. Like, if somebody wants to help you, let them help you. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, because you've got this and you've got this, your lower back, please look after your lower back this week, all right? Like, just, it's one of those things, right? It's like the most uncanny thing. Like, when you speak to osteopaths and chiropractors, and they'll tell you, like, the way that people throw their backs out, it's usually like it's built up over time, and then they're doing something that they do every day. They just pull something up or pick something up the wrong way, something that they do every single day, and that one time they do it the wrong way, and it just, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, like, so just watch yourself, specifically the lower back. When it comes to your home and environment, some of you may be considering a move. For some of you, you may be considering an inland move, so moving towards the city rather than for, you know, while everybody else is, you know, aiming for peace and quiet and more space and etc. Because, you know, we don't know if we're ever going back into lockdown. It looks like you're going against the grain, or at least seeking to, in some way, shape or form. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a great week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.